On the Easy Super Bowl party.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Sorry.
Hold on one second.
All right.
Yes, Matthew.
She's gonna get a new collar shirt, right?
When?
I don't
Eventually.
because she leveled up, she's gonna get a new shirt.
No, that's halfway. She'll get a new shirt in like 5 more classes. Why does she think she's getting a new shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't ask me that question. She should have asked me.
Who doesn't want a new shirt? Come on.
Well, Sadie's in her like little kid workout class. It's called
Yeah.
Kids. And like part of it is like there's different levels that you can get to based off how many classes you take. And so halfway through you level up and like, they get all excited, they're like level up. And then you get like a whole new shirt when you get a new rank. So she's like waiting to get a new shirt, but she was confused as to what it meant. But she didn't ask me. She waited to ask Matt when we got home. Um, And she's like jealous, I think, because Cooper's been doing it for a really long time. So he has like multiple shirts because, he's been doing it for a
Oh,
really
good.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's getting it. She's funny to watch. They had like the medicine balls and they were like doing medicine ball throws and like squats and stuff. It was cracking me out watching them. She was doing like this like crunches. I wish I had a video of it. It was so and she like refused to wear her normal like outfit. So she had on these like leggings that were like floral printed and then this like leopard print floral print top that like it was just like wild. But she
Whole
was
thing.
every time she did something, she'd turn on and she'd go, I did it.
Oh.
It was so cute.
Hi, guys.
Oh, I just realized where's my book.
Totally fine, Julia. It
How was your day?
was good. It was warm here finally, so
Oh yeah, I know, but here too. It was
I'm
nice.
like, I'm ready for the spring to stay.
I agree. Going outside with kids too is when it's cold is miserable. I got a pet.
Hey guys.
Welcome
Hi.
back. Look at you in your bright colors.
But
I love it.
I know. I have my eye on a new Lily swimsuit.
Shocking.
You gotta have goals.
Join
Exactly.
Dude, Lily swimsuits all sale.
Oh yeah, always have to wait because they're so expensive.
Always.
They're more often now though, so
They are, yeah. They used to be like so infrequent.
hmm
And I feel like they used to sell it so fast too before. Now it's like, oh, I don't have to like sit in my classroom in the corner and be like,
All right, well, we're gonna get started, and I appreciate you guys all speaking. Even if nobody else pops on, I'm gonna share this recording. So I think it's important that we're all here. And thank you for spending your time with me. I was gonna go through some, okay, there we go. Some quick announcements. So first call of February. I know I'm ready for a new month. So we're going to be talking about our first phase one tonight of the hormone health group and some agenda items. I'm going to go through some quick announcements and some February deals you might not know about. We'll share our wins and then we'll get into the questions that I kind of sent you guys and we'll just do an open panel. I expect to try to stay within 30 minutes, but I also want you guys to like share your stories and be authentic. So if we go a little bit longer, it is what it is. And then at the end of the call, I'm going to do a special announcement for anyone watching who doesn't have Belvital. There's something good, so you stay on to the end. You'll want to watch it. So some quick announcements. Most of you guys know what's going on this month, we have our new book of the month, which is the Let Them Theory. I love it so far. Mel Robbins is amazing. I shared my Amazon link in our post in our chat. So if you didn't grab that yet, I know a bunch of you have it. Obviously all of us are doing Velvetal this month, but also Body Lava is now on Body. So if you didn't get that as a VIP program, you'll have access to that. And then as always, I know I'm really behind, but keep sharing your trackers because I will be announcing the winners from December and January, I promise. I want to reward you guys. That's coming. So just kind of like a rundown of how the new app works. I think we're kind of getting in our groove. I appreciate you guys sticking with me because I know it's new, but the idea is you share a GIF when you're going to work out in the chat. You hop on Zoom when you work out. Doesn't matter if you're not a morning workout person, hop on any time of day. I know Julia's shared like a million times and so does Lauren. You just work out when you can. So you never know who else is on. We have two posts in the monthly group. So if you're not in there, you're missing out on daily posts and encouraging you guys all to check in there. There's some really good recipes every Sunday I'm going to be sharing for this month. And then we have our transformation pod where you share your weekly transformations. I talked about the book, talked about the trackers, and I'm putting up meal plans every week, as well as our next community call will be February 17th in 2 weeks from today. And Alice and I are going to talk about mindset, which is a huge component of what we all do. And I think we never get enough of. So those are some quick announcements. Also some February deals. So I know there's a lot of change and stuff going on in our community. So there's kind of four main buckets you guys can work with me on. The first one is my non-toxic shop. And this month they're doing any 3 mix and match items. You can get 15% off. So if you're interested in that, let me know. For Growth Day, they do have the option for your company to actually purchase like a corporate mentorship. So if that's something that your company invests in personal development or just personal growth in general, I can give you the details on that. That's something I'm pursuing with my own company right now with our women's group. And I think that, we know Brendon Burchard is freaking bomb. So if you can have your company pay for it, like, why not? The other cool thing that happened with Growth Day, which Alice and I will talk about in next community call, is there's now a 5 to Thrive checklist each day that's around your mindset. So it makes it really super simple to plug into a gratitude of the day, a journal prompt. There's like a small video he has, and then you kind of score your day at the end of the day and reflect. And it's been really nice. I love a good checklist. So it's been nice to check off and like actually think about how I win each day in a very, very simple and fun way. So just want to share that. And then in our community group, you guys know we have our monthly group. There's tons of hormone health resources as well as our weekly meal plans. And if you haven't noticed, if you're in the monthly group, there's a little GIF next to your name because you can earn a streak now for checking in every day. So I'm going to be customizing those this month to our community, but it's just like a fun, another little way that you checked into our app, which is cool. And then the last but not least is now's the time to switch all your body monthly orders over. You still can retain the biggest discount. Message me after this. We can work it out, but it's super duper simple. And you can get free shipping and the same exact percentage you guys had off before. So now's the time to switch. Doesn't matter what your enrollment was before. Message me. Let's get you set up there. Any questions with that? I know I went through a lot. Okay, cool. So, anyone want to share their wins of the week real quick? You can shout it out or put in the chat. Don't make me call on you. Hey, Jess. Missy, give me one.
The win of the week. Well, my whole family got sick except for me. And I took care of them, and my husband was sick all weekend, and I toted the kids everywhere with me, which gives me a lot of anxiety, but I did it anyways, and I crushed it.
I'm going to shout out Jess on here because I just saw her. She has been plugging into our Zoom gym every day. So I love seeing her every morning. All right. I know you guys are going to share a million more wins. So I want to get to the meat of the call. So just to kind of overview what we're talking about tonight, if you know nothing about the program, because I know a lot of people might watch this recording, we have just completed phase 1 of a 12-week comprehensive approach to hormone health. So that means there's 3 phases, they're 4 weeks long. It's kind of 4 main components of this hormone health program. 5 days a week workouts that are low impact, mostly Pilates based that mix in cardio and strength. There's also a big component of stress management, which I know is new to a lot of us using the Breathwork app. The nutrition plan supports healthy blood sugar, and it's also varying intermittent fasting, macros, healthy gut. It's not the same as gut protocol or portion fix, but there are components, I would say, of that, and we'll get into that as we kind of talk about that. And then my favorite thing, and I'm going to talk about this in my own, portion, is the new supplements for this program that are directly related to hormone and stress support. And then the other one is directly related to metabolism and blood sugar support. So we're going to go through all of these. I shared with the girls some questions ahead of time. So who is speaking tonight and what their results were from phase 1. So we're going to have a mixture of kind of experiences, and whenever we do a test group, everyone has a different experience and everyone has obstacles and struggles, and we're going to share and be real and be honest about those tonight. But I did want to share from the top, Julia is down 5 pounds and 6.5 inches, killing it. Missy is just, oh my gosh, she's like a whole different person since the last time I saw her 2 years ago in person. I don't know, but she's down with this program 8.4 pounds and 14 inches. But also she mentioned having less anxiety and having a better positive self-talk. So it's not just about the results, but I know that everyone always wants to hear what results you've gotten. Lauren is someone who has traveled during this month, so I know she'll speak to that, but she is down 8 pounds and had a really better digestive issues are resolved. Is a better way to say it. What I actually wrote. So she'll talk about that. Katie is going to talk about being honest and how starting a new job and traveling a lot and what her mindset is around that, because I think that's very important. And then I have been seeing insane results, 6.8 pounds and 14 inches. But I personally just love being less inflamed because I'm a curvy girl and I've been sleeping better. So I'm going to take it off the share so we can all see each other's faces and start with you guys. If you want to just unmute, as long as you don't have background noise, we can just kind of flow through it. So the first question I wanted you guys to share is why you committed to this program specifically. Lauren, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can start. So I liked the element of the Pilates when I did go like to gym organized classes. I loved Pilates, I loved bar. So this is like really cool, and like having this like the ability to do like the stuff that you would normally do on the reformer at home sounded awesome. It sounded a little scary, but and the first day was really scary, but I have not hurt myself, so it's been very good. And just like hormone wise, just I've always kind of been all over the place, like birth control at 16, which my God, for like forever. And that really screwed me up a lot. I got off of all that like about a year before my wedding. So it's been like 4 or 5 years now. And I've seen such a huge difference in general by doing that. And just like taking care of myself better and having a better mindset of like sticking to a program or sticking to just like eating well and not like wrecking my week with my weekends, all that stuff. But this specifically, I love Autumn. So anything that like she does, I'm always like, yeah, sure, I'm all in. And she's certainly delivered. That's for sure. This is definitely, if you guys follow along often and in like when we had body, those groups, I am a habitual program repeater. And that's because I just love Autumn and want to keep doing what works. But this was like definitely out of the comfort zone, but I'm like super happy that I did. I love it. Like Danielle said, I was on vacation for like 8 days and I was like, oh, I miss the track. Like I literally was like, I can't wait to get home and like do it. And then of course today was like crazy heavy lift day because I'm off with you guys. But so I'm excited to get back on the track tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, I guess my real answer is just trying to like figure out some of the food intolerances, some of the like things that I know are definitely hormone related. We're getting like a lot more clean in our house, like just like getting rid of all the toxic products and all those kinds of things. And like the random changes. So, you know, cutting boards, Tupperware, all those things. So it's been a shift like over the last, I'd say like 4 months or so anyway. And then this has just been really good. So it was fit right in.
Julia?
I feel like I'm gonna sound so repetitive to that because I also love an autumn program. So I was very excited for this. I feel like her programs kind of hit me when I need them because gut protocol was the same thing. It was right at a time where I was like, I need to figure out what's going on with my stomach and my insides. And I'd done like the food sensitivity test, the at-home test and stuff, and was already working on trying to take some stuff out. So this was another one where it was kind of the right time, right program. I need to kind of figure out what's been off with me because, as you know, with doctors and hormones, it's not always the easiest conversation to feel heard and get the answers that you want, or even find people who want to work with you about it. So I was like, this will be a starting place for me because I wasn't getting anywhere with doctors. And I figure if I could see results from this program, then I would have something to say. This is what I've done. This is what it was aiming to do. Now let's talk more. So I was hoping to get more answers. And I feel like I kind of have so far. I mean, I wasn't 100%, I will be honest, in the first phase with my nutrition. I was really on it like the first 2 weeks, and then the back 2 weeks, it was a little bit more of like just trying to go through life and be more flexible. So I'm definitely excited to like dial back in more for phases 2 and 3. I got a little off track because I found out that I have to take my tonsils out. So I thought that I was going to be missing like the last 2 weeks of the program. And it kind of just like tanked my excitement because I was like, I'm not even going to get to finish it. But now I'm here. So I pushed it back. I get to finish the program. I'm back in, I'm focused, and I'm excited to see what else I can do when I really like dial in because the first 2 weeks I kept looking at like what they were saying in the videos. And like, I think Christina was saying that she didn't see a lot of results from phase 1. And I feel like that kept me going because I was like, I just feel like I'm showing up every day and I'm doing these really hard workouts and I just don't feel like anything's happening to me. But I'm excited to keep going because I do trust these programs, and the Pilates has been amazing. I love it. I love having the reformer at home because these classes are no joke. Like whatever we paid for Belvital, yeah, like it is probably double that just for like a month to go to classes in my area. So I was
Really
really
good point.
excited. Yeah.
It seemed like a lot at first, but then when you look at it that way, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I
Also,
think that,
you still got insane results for phase 1, and we're going to talk about that because you're not
yeah.
the only one that, look, nobody does a program 100%. Anyone that does is complete bullshit. Like, but I'm just saying, it's for a 12-week program, it's a long commitment. So I think we'll dive into that. But Julia, you still got insane results for a month. That's
No, I'm not complaining. I am happy about it. I just felt like you know how you feel about it
you
when
get in
you're
your
like,
head. Totally.
yeah, you're like, oh, I didn't give it to myself like I could have, but it's okay. There's what, 2 more months
Mhm.
of this, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, excited.
Katie, you're next on my screen. Why did you want to commit to this program?
So I think it started with just recognizing my age. Hitting 40 when just before this was rolled out, but being 40 when it started, I was like recognizing, hey, from a hormone standpoint, this summer I started on the functional integrative health medicine journey, which obviously aligns right with this. And it was really that is, looking at the things beyond walking into my PCP office and getting the normal answers, responses, things like that. So it was being able to, hey, go a level deeper. And, timing was literally boiled down to, hey, this is 40, and trying to jump ahead of all of that.
Love it. Missy?
It's so funny because I'm like the opposite of everyone. I like really don't like autumn. I mean, I just like I'm not that person. who's
Oh,
like,
I was not. Danielle will tell you when I first started, I was not an autumn fan. I was like, give me the men who are like, do it, like, that was my response to when I first got going.
It was like, I don't know, it's like something about like the way, anyways, but that's one of my pleasantly surprised. I've actually really enjoyed her during this one. But anyways, that aside, just made me giggle. Um, I don't know. I just had finished like a bunch of programs I really liked, and they were completely different. And so I kind of was very like, I don't know what to do next. I just spent, I think I did like lift for, then lift more, then dig deeper. So I was like in the gym every morning, like doing that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, this looks like something new and kind of challenging. And I deal with a lot of like mental health issues, and I figured, like, that could really help with like the hormones and everything. So I was like, you know what? I talked to Danielle on the phone and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go all in. Um, I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. And I'm really happy I did, honestly. I really am. I was pretty terrified. But I did it and I've been enjoying autumn. And I think honestly, they've actually been really helpful. Like the stuff she's been saying, it's been like less in my mind, like cliches every 5 seconds.
I would piggyback off of Missy. Like, I feel like I've been on a hormone health journey for the past 2 years, but I was so surprised about doing body lava this summer and the mind body connection that brought, in that it was like a constant flow and a connection to my body that I hadn't felt in a long time. And when you're on the track with Belvital, you can't be like messing with your phone or, sitting on the side waiting for the next rep. It really is this flow, similar to body lava, but in different ways that I really enjoy. And so for me, the word I keep coming, the reason I committed to this in the first place is because again, the mindset, like you said, Missy, but I wanted to see what really committing to something different would do for my body. Because like many of you, I love lifting, I love cardio, but that doesn't do well for cortisol. And so I feel like Body Lava was kind of like a step one to see how my body would react, which was insane with that program. So I knew with this Pilates-based program, I wanted to kind of take that to another level. All right, so we kind of already talked about results. Is there any non-scale victories that you guys want to share specifically, or something that was like happily surprised through this program? And Missy, you went last time, so go for it. Go first.
Okay. So I have a lot of like mobility issues. Like I have really bad hips. I've got like impingement. So I have like things that keep me from doing lots of things. But I've like noticed like a difference in my ability to get in positions that like when they do them, it just seems like it should be that should be the easy part of the whole move, but it's really that's the hard part for me. So like the S sit and things like that. So I've noticed I've been able to do a little bit more, and so I've been really excited about that. And there's some moves like I just like can't do with the like I can't do the extra added pressure. But I've been trying to slowly like add it in, and I've been really excited about that, being able to do a little bit more than because that can bring me down, that I'm like, oh, I can't even put my leg over there at all, like, but just like not giving up. So I was very proud of myself for that.
I'd agree with you. I think about you often in some of the moves where I'm like, because I
It's
have a
really
past hip.
sad.
Well, I have a past hip
It's a lot of
injury
burning.
too. So I
Yeah.
think about that, but I do feel like this really strengthens parts of your body that you don't normally know about or are really important for mobility and agility. Um, what other non-scale victories have you guys seen that were surprising to you? and can be
Well,
anything.
I feel like overall just seeing like the decreased inflammation. I'm still working on it personally, but I carry like so much puffiness in my face, and that's just been something new over the last like 5+ years, I guess, for me. And I never knew like where it was coming from. So seeing a change in that, even though it's not been like crucial yet, I see the change, and that's been like really exciting to see some of that go away. But also the like balance of proud of myself and humbled at the same time from some of these moves, because there's certain things I do where I'm like really impressed with myself for being able to like keep up with kind of what they're recommending for weight and band usage versus being a new time, but or being like a new program. But also, yeah, the humbling moves where it's like, wow, that's the one I can't do. Like those warm-ups with the like the T to the rainbow. I'm like, I'm still falling on my butt here, but like I can do this other thing, no problem. Cool. Awesome.
The
So yeah,
slide will
watching
forever humble everyone.
yeah.
That's
I
my
think the warm-up humbles me more than the
stupid
rest of the
slide.
workout sometimes. So yeah, getting stronger in some of these moves that when I started 9 Week Control Freak, I probably would have like, I don't even know, tapped out. Like doing the Tabata cardio this time around was like a whole different game than when I'd used to do it in 9 Week Control Freak. I was like, oh, I love this. So much better.
Lauren, Katie, anything you want to add?
I think just like open-minded, like I think I'm just proud of myself for being open-minded, because the first workout I was like, oh, and I literally like paused and was like, okay, you gotta like just center and realize you're gonna do this. And like now it feels like you said, like now it feels so much easier to get into positions, and like you seem way more like flexible, and it's just like crazy the difference that, and I'm not even the full 4 weeks in yet from vacation, but it's the difference is crazy.
I think also something that's important for someone that doesn't know the program, you do repeat workouts in the first phase, but they're mixed and matched so well, I feel that like in other programs, when you repeat them, it's like, oh, Monday is always this, and I do the same thing every week. That's not how this program
I
is.
do like that. Yeah.
And it's so diverse in so many of the moves that I actually enjoy repeating it and seeing the progress that I make with the moves. And I feel like the workouts, there's so many of them throughout the hour or 45 minutes. That's the other thing. These are longer workouts, but I actually love that because it is like 1/24 of your day to you. So I think that's important to note, that's different from maybe other programs, because I get bored very easily with like repetitive programs, and I have not like I've actually wanted to repeat the workout on a Saturday just
Yeah.
to do it again and master it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
No,
do
I
like,
agree.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. I was just gonna say I agree, because I was discouraged by that at first. Like after we had bought the program and it came out with what the workouts were gonna be, I was like, what do you mean they're not like individual workouts every single week like 80-day obsession was? Because I thought that was really unique and something that kept it different. But Danielle's spot on. Like they're being able to repeat something was actually like hype me up. I was excited to go back and be better at what I was fumbling through on week 1 for sure.
Exactly. See the progress.
Mhm.
Even more so when you're literally repeating the exact same workout. And like you said, like it's not, we're always doing this Monday, this Tuesday. And like where it fits into the week seems to like, it just like usually is like the exact right time. She knows the exact right time when you needed that workout again. Like when you've done the heavy lift and you need to do like the real good stretch with the Pilates and all that. So
Let's talk. I didn't really like put this on the questions for you guys, but let's talk about like the new things of this program that are different than other ones we've done. For instance, the supplements, the breath work, the nutrition plan. What would you tell someone about that like what have you loved most? What has surprised you the most? What do you want to continue to improve the most from someone who doesn't know anything about that?
The nutrition is tricky and it's very specific, which I kind of like because it kind of keeps you on your toes because you're like, okay, like I have to plan because I need to know like how many containers XYZ do I need for tomorrow and plan ahead. Like I literally have like this journal that I have to write every single day and I will legitimately forget like what I need to be eating and I like check it all off. Um, so I kind of like that because it keeps me thinking about it constantly versus like, the same thing every day. Um, and just kind of gets you like you posted today something about like how you eat, like what order you eat things in, like why it's important to eat certain things. I feel like that's also really helpful to kind of like remind you like why you're doing this and why it's important versus just like this is what you should do. Um, and then I'm trying to get better with supplements. I have set like alarms so I don't forget. Like I tape it to things. Like I just like I don't know what it is. Like I just have such a hard time remembering that on top of like all these things. So I have to like put them in places, but I feel really good on them. It's just the remembering part is hard for me.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. So if you figure it out,
I,
share
t-
because
I
even when I
literally
go
put
to
them in bags and I tape them to
Saw that
my
today. That's amazing. I was
I
cracking
was
up when I saw that. Oh my gosh.
I was putting mine in my lunchbox, like on top of my food when I would
yeah.
go to the office, so that it would be the first thing that I would see. And the last time I was in the office, I like grabbed it, put it in my pocket to like take it with me to where my water bottle was. It was still there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I
I've
don't
done
know
that
what
too.
yeah, I don't know what the block is with the afternoon supplements, but I feel
Yeah.
the same way. Like I do the morning 4 that we have and I
Yeah.
love them. And on the days that I actually manage to take them all at the right times, I've noticed such a change in my own anxiety and like my stress throughout the day because I'm definitely like a worrier and I'm a person like I have ADD, so my mind is racing all the time.
Me
And I feel
too.
like I've had a lot more just like clarity and calm. Like I'll look at my day and feel like I'm really calm. And that's something that's
Mhm.
definitely different for me that I've liked about this program.
And I don't know if any of you started doing like the MCT oil. Has anyone else added that in?
I'm really
They like
inconsistent with it.
they talked about it a lot in the beginning and I was like this seems new. I was like I don't know why but I decided to go like totally all in on that. I don't I was like let's go for it. And I've been doing it every morning and it actually like I personally feel like it makes a big difference. Like a lot of days I've kind of like slowly like kind of cut out doing um my glow juice, which was like really hard for me, but like as a not being it the first thing I have in the morning, and I found that I'm still able to like have that energy that I need and stuff. So I was like, oh, why
I
not? So
have a
that's like
question.
something added.
I have
Yeah,
a question on the MCT oil.
yeah,
Like,
go for
I
it.
saw it's very coconut driven. Does it have a coconut flavor?
No, not personally. I don't
No,
think so.
I don't think so, but I
I
do have
hate,
to put it
so
in
I
something
hate
that has.
coconut. So
Oh,
that's
you
why
hate.
like, I absolutely hate coconut. So that's always been like my hesitation to it.
I mean, you definitely like you. I wouldn't. I try to drink it with just water, and that's definitely not. I can't do that. I don't know. Maybe it's like the thing, but like when I put it in, like if I do, like I'll put like maybe like a quarter of the Energize in there, and like you can't taste it at all, like the taste.
Yeah.
If you just have it in like a little something, or like I'll put it in my Shakeology, and like you would never ever know that it was in there.
Okay. Good to
It's a
know.
really yeah, it's an easy
Yeah.
thing to add.
I've been struggling to find places to add it because I wanted to be consistent with it to see what it would do. But
Yeah,
since I'm not having coffee every day, I think somebody suggested that they put it in their Energize. So I
that's
did
what
do
I.
that
Yeah,
once,
that's mostly what
but
I do.
the little oil residuals that happen when you mix oil in with anything, it throws me off because the first time I put it in my coffee, I was like, oh, it's not mixing. The blender did help a little bit,
No,
but
I don't even
then
look. I just go shoop.
when I did the Energize, I noticed that there was like an oil slick left on the rim of my glass. And I was like, did I even get any of it?
I feel like there's just like general oil like all over my kitchen counters after the end. I'm like, well, how is that even possible? I didn't drop any. It's just in the air. I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's easiest for me just to like throw it down the beginning of the day and just forget about it.
that's smart. Maybe I'll try that. I did think about it. I was like, people do the dry scoop. So maybe I'll just do
Yeah.
a dry shot of MCT oil.
So
Yeah, no,
just
I
is
don't.
way too good to do that.
Yeah.
But
I want
But
to
that
savor
is,
that.
yeah, no. But that is
Yeah.
a good point. You can still have all the supplements for the most part on this program. You can have Energize. Obviously, the coffee intake is limited, just like alcohol is not a part of the program per se. Um, Similar to gut protocol, like I'm just giving just an overview. Similar to gut protocol, it has a lot of similar qualities, except there's intermittent fasting put in. I don't know if you guys want to share anything specific nutritionally that has been challenging for you or something that you've really enjoyed. I know for me, the first phase, like Missy said, is it changes every like 2 to 1 day throughout the week. So I feel like you have to be on your planning A game. And I think we all could attest that we kind of were figuring it out phase one. So that's why Julia was saying, like, I'm not perfect. Yeah, I don't think anyone on this call is perfect for phase one. But I will say for phase two, the nutrition plan is much more straightforward in the sense of like you're following the same thing for phase two. And I haven't looked at phase three personally yet. So I I say that because I feel like phase one is supposed to make your body kind of question and for you to really readjust into what you're doing and obviously get results, right? To kind of figure out what works best for your body. So I have really enjoyed the Belvital specific recipes. I've been sharing them in our chat. They're bomb. And honestly, most of them were done in less than 20 minutes, which is like perfect for this girl. But I don't know if you guys want to share any other nutrition struggles or like things that happily surprised you.
Oh, is she talking?
You're muted, Julia.
You're muted.
I went looking for the link to the oil and forgot that I was on mute. I think the planning aspect really has been my biggest game changer because I'm always like a meal planner when I'm in programs like this, but this program has me not only thinking about it, but like excited to figure out what I'm going to eat next, especially in phase one where we were changing every week. I found myself on Thursday or Friday being like, dang, what am I going to make next week? And looking at my calendar and figuring out like the foods that we're going to be on each day. I will say that I'm different because like I'm cooking for myself. I'm not cooking for a family who has to eat what I want to eat. So for me, like I'm happy to eat the same thing like pretty much every day. And I just kind of found a way to make, especially in I guess weeks 2 and 3, whenever it started doing the carb cycling, that's really when I was trying to find foods to keep it simple that I could slightly adjust between the 2 days, but still kind of eat the same thing all week. And that really worked for me personally. But again, I'm cooking for one, not for a family of picky eaters or anything like that. So I think that does make it a little bit maybe more manageable for me. But I was excited about the planning.
I think
I'm
the
like you, Missy. I have the notebook.
oh yeah. I definitely realized how much I was really mostly planning like dinners like previously, and I was like, oh, I'm not planning like lunch and breakfast. Why usually my shakes. So I'm like, I have a lot more to plan than I thought. Um, but I think like the term intermittent fasting to like start kind of like intimidated me because in my mind like it was this like long stretch of time where like it's more just like, eat your dinner and then don't eat until the next day. So like I was like, oh, I can do that. Like I can't for me, like I was like, this is my like question for everyone too. It's kind of like the timing is really difficult for me to do the 13 or 14. Like I can definitely do 12 like easily, but for me, especially on like the days during carb cycling where it was like you can't do Shakeology, where like that I could make and then drink, at least like it in like the next hour or so. But it's like I would have to eat like on my way home from work, which I can't do. And then, be eating like on my way to work the next day to get like the full window. So I kind of struggled with just accepting that like this may not be like I might be able not be able to do like the full 13 or however many hours because it was just physically like impossible for me to like have dinner like for the whole family and be eat like it just but I still do at least 12 easily. It's just like more than
Yeah.
that was like very it got to be stressful where I was like shoveling down food at like 7:15 as I have to leave the house at 7:30. So I don't know how anyone else is like doing with that aspect of it. I was just curious.
Per Jess's comment in the chat,
Oh,
my doctor kind of said the same thing to me because I lost like 20 pounds when I did 80-day obsession, and that had been really hard for me to lose weight like at all. And when we were kind of going over what I did with 80-day obsession, he said he really thought that like the way my metabolism works, because it's like jacked up right now, but it was really benefiting from the fewer smaller meals than to do something like intermittent fasting. And he said the same thing to me, where my body would more than likely go into fight or flight if I did too much fasting, and it would just start storing fat and working against me.
yeah.
Whereas having like the more chopped up meals benefited me more. So I was kind of nervous about the intermittent fasting too, until we started talking about the 12-hour one, and I realized that we all kind of do that anyways, more or less for the most
Yeah.
part. And it really motivated me. I'm not a super late night snacker anyways, but it really motivated me to be done by 7:30 or done by 8 and just like no more food until I eat breakfast the next day, which isn't the hardest thing for me typically, but it just kind of gave that mindset of like, what's the point? Like, do you really need that snack at 9 o'clock? Like if the craving did come. So I think I'm kind of with you, Missy, where who follows it 110%, not really any of us. I'm going to try my best, but I don't want to push my body into like a weird storage place if
Yeah.
fasting for 14 or 15 hours isn't for me. So I
Yeah.
think you just got to listen to yourself on that one.
I want
Yeah, that
And
happened to me
what
that
works.
one day of like trying to shovel food down in the morning, and I was like, I could not swallow. I was like, okay, I'm just
Yeah.
taking my Shakeology and I'm calling it a day. I can't do this.
I want Katie to talk about this because her and I both read this book called Fast Like a Girl, and I know she has some insights to this. Not to
Yeah.
cut you guys.
Yeah, no. Well, and the other thing I was gonna speak to first is let me start by saying this is a journey. It is certainly not linear in any way, shape, or form. So, back when I originally found Danielle and joined the community from that standpoint, I had just lost my dad and was super open to like whatever and anything and trying anything because I was truly in a place of desperation. So one of the things I did during that time and have done for a long time, which then ties into what Danielle was saying, is intermittent fasting. And I was doing 16-hour fast pretty much every day. 12 to 8 was my eating window. Ate super clean, and with that, and working out, and with that, lost a lot of weight very quickly. And I say that because I think I lost close to like 50 pounds in 6 months. So, intermittent fasting, it's once you get past one, it is totally a mindset game. From that. So obviously, like you guys all have talk to your doctor from your standpoint, how that works for you. But it is a mindset game from day one, right? Like having this mindset of, oh, I can't eat during this time, like makes it so much harder for you from that standpoint. However, to the book like Fast Like a Girl, it's really interesting after having read that to think back to my personal journey with intermittent fasting. And some of this is that like I tell the story now that I've read it, and I'm like, holy crap, it makes so much sense, right? Like the whole root of this is the hormone journey, and women's hormones and men's hormones are so very different, right? Like they can do the same thing every 24 hours and see results. Women, we have to fluctuate our fast based upon our hormones and where we are in our cycles from that standpoint. And then it's like, well, what if you're not having a cycle? There's things for all of that from that standpoint. And so, what works for one female may not work for another because of literally where you are in your cycle and how your hormones play into that and how easy it could be or how difficult it is for you to go through a fast. Like I've told people, I'm like, I could do a 24-hour fast and think nothing of it. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I just eat lunch one day and then don't eat lunch again until the next day. Like, that's not difficult if it just do it, from that standpoint. So, when it comes to the intermittent fasting, it's don't always think it's a one size fit all as women. We have to take into account age, hormones, all of those things, where we are and hormones literally is down to where you are in your cycle and how many days you are here and there, and that totally plays an impact into it.
Yeah, and I want to say along with that, first off, this program's not a 24-hour fast. I'll premise it up at that because I know you guys might be freaking out.
I've
But
literally
it's part of it.
done it.
Read the book. It is very fascinating to understand how your cells regenerate, and it is another tool, right? And
Crazy.
Steph,
Like if you get into the science of what happens when you're in a fast and what happens, okay, you've done 12, you've done 16, you've done 17. Oh, here's a 24-hour. Like what your body itself does, absolute insane. Like you don't even realize what the regenerative processes your cells go into. Like the science behind it is like, I'm shocked Alice isn't on here and completely nerding out right now with us about this, is because you will nerd out on it. Even I'm not the science geek. And I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. And it really makes you want to do those fasts because you just realize how critical and beneficial they are for your body to be able to regenerate and restore from at the cellular level.
yeah. So to bring it back, I love your explanation, Katie, and thank you for sharing. I think to bring it back to Belvital, it's really learning to be dinner and done, which is also a 2B mindset kind of premise in that, like breaking the snacking habits, breaking the late night sugar, that sort of thing. So you're not going 24 hours without eating on this program. But I think that that's another conversation. We can have another call about that. And I'm happy to share about that as well. Because there's different ways for different people. But to me, Belvital is giving you a starting point to look at your hormones, start understanding your body, realizing what works for you or what doesn't. Like, I'm never going to put MCT oil in my glow juice and chug it. That's just not going to be me, right? And that's okay, right? That's not the program. But we're opening our minds to think differently and try things and say, this worked for me, this didn't. You wouldn't do that if you guys weren't on this journey. So I know it's about 8:45 and I do want to wrap up and respect the time, and we'll do another call like this as we finish phase 2. But I wanted you guys to just kind of wrap up. If you were telling someone considering Belvital, is nervous to spend the money, is nervous to commit to something, is nervous about it being too much, what would you tell them?
Give yourself a chance. Go for it. And I feel like if you're questioning any of the things that Belvital runs through, for me, it was just a why not? Like, why not? And I also personally love Pilates. So, like, if you have any interest in Pilates or you see the reformer classes and you want to do it, but you don't want to spend the money, like, I think this is a great way to access all of these things because we can do so much of what you can do in these other classes for a fraction of the cost. And now we have it for life. Like as long as we have our body membership, we'll have this program to come back to. And why not? It's always going to be a why not if you have the question at all about if this is for you.
Step out of the comfort zone. Try it. I think that's like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't think I could handle that. I don't think I could do it. Like the maneuvering, especially like people that have never done Pilates. I feel like that's probably something stopping people, but you learn everything. Every new program is like a little bit of you're fumbling around, of course. So like it's no different than any other. And it's well worth it.
I think it's just good because it helps you work on every aspect of like just changing your life to you know, what you want it to be. You know, you sit down, you figure out what you want, and it gives you all of these tools to get there. It's not just a workout and like, you know, continue nutrition. It's like nutrition, the breath work and everything, mindset. Like, you know, it's going to give you everything you need to get what you want, which I love, you know, getting everything in there.
Katie?
Sorry, I'm trying to get to the unmute button. I think it's just step out of your comfort zone, right? Like these are trained professionals that are bringing in additional experts in the areas they aren't experts in to help us, and the way I would put it, know enough to be dangerous. And just really step outside of it. Try it. You don't know what you're capable of unless you try.
Love it. And I did want to add real quick the breath work. We didn't really talk that much about it tonight, but you get 3 months access to the breathwork app as part of the program when you get your Belvital kit. So it's basically a 5-minute breathwork guided breathing exercise each day that you get access to. So I like doing it when I'm done work or like if I'm taking a break in the middle of the day, just kind of like ground myself, recenter. When I started it, I thought it was annoying and I was like, why do I need to do this? And I love meditation. So this is like my jam, but I actually find it is very refreshing and it does make a difference. And I have noticed, like many of you guys have mentioned, just the calmness and the centeredness through the chaos that we've been through the last month. So last but not least, thank you for staying on the whole time. And Jess, you got like, I don't know if you have any specific questions you want us to share, but I did have one more announcement and then we can do Q&A if you have anything. We starting February 6th, I am going to have the ability to give 15% off, which is bomb. So if you're interested in the program, you can order through me and you can start the monthly group prep week that's already in there. So you'll need to have access to that. And then I'm going to start another round of girls February 17th. So if you guys have any friends that want to join, let them know starting Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I can give them a promo code for that. So that is all I had. Jess, did you have anything specific you wanted us to touch on any more?
No, I don't think so. I think you know, last little slide that you just shared was a big push. So I'll see you ladies in February, I suppose. I've wanted to do the workouts. The workouts are exactly what, well, I think I want. I love Pilates. I live
We'll
in
love it.
Pennsylvania, so there's 0 Pilates classes within 100 miles of me. So this is as close as I'm going to get to being on a reformer and doing it. I think that I just needed to get back into the swing because I was in a slump there. I busted my butt with body lava and I got no results, not because of the program, but just because of my body. So I need more than just the workouts. And I know my hormones are on crack. So being able to do the supplements and switch up the nutrition just sounds like everything I need. So yeah, I'll be there.
Yay. Can't wait to have you. Just don't go on the body website and order it yourself. Otherwise, you don't get a discount.
I'll get
I mean,
for sure.
because you guys should not pay full price for anything. Just saying. But I appreciate all of you sharing your hearts tonight. Is there any closing thoughts you guys want to share? Anything you missed?
Don't let it intimidate you, the meal plan or the workouts, because we're all here and can, I
Yeah.
mean, I ask a million questions all the time. So
Yeah.
We all do.
we're always here to help
I
make
literally
it
never did
easier.
Pilates before I did this, so
Yeah.
and I'm crushing it, sort of.
Yeah. No,
You are crushing it.
you
Yes.
definitely are. No,
Alright.
thanks, Danielle. This is just great. It's good to like chat with everybody else who's doing it. These are always great calls. So
I'm
Love you.
glad
We
we
all
did
got to
this.
share, commiserate, and on the
Yeah,
things
we
that are
should set up
struggles
separate
and-
calls so we can chat all together.
Yeah.
right?
Yes, we can do like a Valentine's Day call or something. And definitely I'm going to put on the calendar in March for a Glow Philly hangout. So
Yay.
mind, need a spring hangout, make Julia come visit.
I know.
Yeah.
Warm. Pick some time when it's warm.
But
think it's
is
still
when it's
snow.
like
It could be warm in
warm.
March. You don't know. It could be
Hey,
nice.
yeah, we're gonna manifest no more snow. We can't do this anymore.
All right, guys, go do your breath work, go do your meditation, sign off social media. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.